Hello everyone. I had seen this mandala design that was pretty neat, and the way they did it was really complicated, and they used it based off of 4, and then they split it up into probably 36 or 28 different sides. So we're going to do it slightly differently, and it'll be a lot easier and quicker. So generally you want your pencil and your point about the same height, and we're going to start with a circle. So this is going to be based off of the Seed of Life design. After drawing your first circle, you're going to put the compass edge on the circle and draw another circle around. And you're going to do that 6 times around. So where the 2 meet here, we're going to draw another circle. And you know, when you're doing constructions quickly, there may be little minor issues where you're a teeny bit off. But the more careful you are, the more accurate it's going to be. So this is called the Seed of Life. It gives life to geometry shapes, and it's a seed that could grow into many different designs. So what we're going to do after doing this layer is we're going to do one more layer, and it'll go around. And that layer, when we make it, we're going to use the space in between these 2 petals, and we can find it by placing our ruler between the center and the edge, or between this edge and that edge. And I only need to, at this point, do this 1 time. So that's about right there. And without having moved my compass, I'm going to put it back and do another layer. And where it meets or leaves off here, I'm going to put my compass and repeat the same steps we did by going all the way around. So instead of 6 circles, we're going to have 12. So after doing that, I'm going to repeat that process and find the middle. So I'll line up from here to the center, or from here to here. Sometimes people will just estimate, but it's better to be more accurate. So it's about right here. And I'm going to need to do that 1 more time, so I'll do it right here. I could do it later, or I could do it now. Might as well do it now. So I'm going to repeat that process going all the way around again 2 more times. So here's 1, and then the other one I just marked will do the same thing. And so we'll keep doing those all the way around 12 times. And if you forget where you left off, you can go to the first one, and it's this one here. But you'll see, if you try to go to one that you've already done, you'll see that like this, there's already a circle there. So you'll know to just skip to the next one. And we're almost done. So we have this cool spirally design. So sometimes people will use pen to do this. I'll have to do this in pen as well one day. I just need a better pen. And so now the last step will be to take these diamond shapes and do what we had kind of going on here, where we cut them in half. So we're going to line up the compass right here where the 2 lines meet, or the 2 arcs meet. And we're going to go all the way around. And you want to make sure it's pretty accurate. So instead of a diamond shape, we're going to cut that into 2 triangles. So then we'll extend our compass and do the same thing. And again, the more careful and slow you are, if I were doing this in pen, I would do it a lot slower. And then we'll go up to the next row. that's a little bit off. And a couple more rows. So we're taking these kind of like curved diamonds and turning them into triangles. And we can close the compass and even do it over here. And so again, the more careful you are, the more accurate it's going to be. And if you have a very fine tip pencil or marker, you know, you could see the flower design here, and some people will fill in the middle. So you can go to where the two meet about here. Oops, see, you want to be careful. We can erase that. It's sometimes tricky to make smaller circles if your compass isn't aligned right. You really want the tips to be about even. And so if I really wanted to correct this, I could always go back and fix this here. Because I did erase it. So that'll just take a second. I'll probably fast forward this and speed it up. But you know, you should know that it's okay to make a mistake. That's what erasers are for. Of course, if you do make a mistake using pen, it's a little more tricky and you'd have to start over. So that's the thing about using a compass, especially with pen, is people had to be very careful. So I went ahead and made one out of pen just to make it a little nicer. And I almost like the way it looks here without any color. Sort of makes it look like things are moving even though they're not. But we're going to color in. We kind of think of these curved triangles. We're going to color in the ones that are pointing inward. So you could see some pointing inward, and we're going to leave the white ones like these ones pointing outward blank. So I'm going to be as careful as I can. I've never colored like this before in front of the camera. All right, so I can see there was one of the petals that doesn't look like it's coming out too much, but sort of like nature. When I made the first original drawing, it did make that piece too small. So as we said, we colored in the ones that are facing inwards, the arrows that are pointing inwards. So we're going to do that again, only now we're going to go up a layer. So we're going to keep doing that. We're going to color in the arrows that are pointing inward and keep going layer by layer until we've completed the picture. So I was planning to shade in the triangles facing inward, and I started to sort of shade with a fine tip marker so I can easily go in between with a fatter marker and make it quicker. While I was doing so, I kind of liked the way it looked, so I ended up leaving it. Maybe eventually I'll shade it in completely. But this is one of the possible end products, and at the very end I'll show the example from the posted link that gave me this idea to make a simpler version of this sort of flower pattern design.